Hi, this is author-philosopher Ronald E. Springer of EthicsUnderground.com, returning with the continuation of the reading of Moral Armor, Chapter 7, Part 13, Responsible Politicians. Please hit like and subscribe before we dive in. Among a man's central purpose-driven interests, there is the civics of a nation and the globe to consider. Some are interested in individual businesses, and some are interested in this flow. Dealing with government policy today is properly what it was for the men of revolutionary times who were private businessmen that came together to do what needed doing. Their honest efficiency was a side skill, a direct result of successful business practice and a strong work ethic. They didn't have degrees in political science. They didn't specialize in financially isolated socialist ideologies. Things had to be done. They know how to do them, and they knew how much it would cost. The affairs of a country are not unlike the affairs of a major corporation, and of course the most important issue of peacetime prosperity is solvency and sound financial management. There is a proper need for politicians who can comprehend that the essentials of one life apply to 1,000 and to 1 billion. Those we select win our confidence by showing they understand and can work with an integrated view of existence, how social interaction can only follow free individual action, and that our institutions must respect the sound fundamentals of both. A friend of the people does not provide men with freebies at any level. He frees them from the slavery of providing those freebies to other men and protects us from any hostile actions, foreign or domestic. That said, I can't tell you how pleased I am to see an adult in the White House. Many presidents have become historic names, while others are all but forgotten. The memory of some are sustained by an incredible event, and others for their actions regarding incredible events. George Washington was historic, even while he lived. There has never been another president like him. Lincoln's calm, honor, and intelligence shine through the catastrophic realities of the Civil War, while Franklin D. Roosevelt's personal character is lost in the memory surrounding his period, the Great Depression, and World War II. The truth, he was a flake and an international banking puppet, as was Herbert Hoover before him, capping 16 years of a fascist-dominated executive office. John F. Kennedy stood for all that a sound, loyal American should stand for. He was another Lincoln, while Johnson fed our people into the furnace, starting with his own predecessor. Ronald Reagan brought fresh new strength to the presidency. He was wise and unique, like Washington. George W. Bush is another Andrew Jackson, my favorite president, the man who killed the private banking monopoly and paid off the national debt, both which must be done again. He flaunted the power of the presidency as a true grassroots American. As a result, he supported tariffs and dodged bullets. My kind of guy. He knew exactly what he was doing as chief executive, exactly who the greatest threat to our freedom was, and he wasn't afraid to face it. A man fit for office has seen enough of the world to encompass an experienced view, so he is at least in his 30s. He has a solid legal, business, and military background, so that he is wise, realistic, profit, and freedom-oriented, and is conservatively attuned not to risk it. He is fully accountable, honestly using state funds for state obligations. He is passionate about America, respects the Republic, respects American sovereignty, our moral standing, and our superiority among nations. He understands the truth of banking history and sound economics and watches the country's checkbook closely. He's seen it all, and he is no patsy. He knows when he's being lied to. He knows who's pulling whose strings, and he's not about to spend his life as a puppet for evil. He knows who he can trust, and when a picture is painted before him, he can still see right to the wall. He is not a master liar, but a master of reason. His job is to uphold the Constitution, an obligation by moral choice, and regardless of his party affiliation, his protection of the strong, independent, stable, and healthy flow of the people is his highest awareness and responsibility. The more facets a politician gains mastery of, the closer he comes to being worthy of the presidency. Regardless of whether he ever attains it, he shows his respect for the Republic by never undermining due process. He knows his role as congressman or senator is critical to the Republic, that there is a balance of power to guarantee public representation, and his fully coherent dedication is necessary to assure that the conscious deliberation of issues and others are checked. He knows how cowards use power, and he isn't one of them. He is the fly swatter. The key issues to a man's and a country's survival, which took me years to identify, validate, and accept by purely abstract means, are contained in the first 100 years of America's presidential speeches. Presidential priorities, in brief, are first and foremost order to secure the internal and external safety of the citizens. Second is the financial health and credit of the government, which assures the longevity and independent grasp of its power structure. Third is political sovereignty, or purity from foreign or corrupt influences detrimental to national security, prosperity, and political integrity. Since the Federal Reserve Act was passed in 1913, we've had only one stable leg on the floor, and it's only a matter of time before danger besets us again. No private interest should be granted a power which threatens the prevailing order. The conviction of our forefathers should never be lost and should remain at the base of any legislation proposed in this freest of countries. Man's motive power is his moral code. It was this dedication to moral values that made our society possible. A system designed to protect the human spirit, which has manifested itself as skyscrapers, spacecraft, and long, peaceful, happy lives. It is crucial that it be preserved in its axiomatically sound, original form. That's all for now. Next up is the ultimate statesman, Benjamin Franklin. I split these videos up by subject so you'd have a better chance of finding moral armor, and then perhaps go through the whole thing for free. Why? To help create a leader in every life. Sound civilization stair-steps up from sound coherence to sound individual to productive groups of mature individuals. Self-hatred drives fear-driven people in our world to wipe out the individual, so we all need moral armor to protect ourselves and the future of mankind. Click subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you'd like to help wipe out moral confusion fast and make the world a better place.